If you think of Halloween, you probably think of scary carved pumpkins, all kinds of fancy dress, and children asking for sweets. And if you think of a country that celebrates Halloween, you probably think of the United States first. Americans and Canadians have adopted Halloween in a big way, but Halloween traditions actually come from 16th century Ireland, Scotland, and England. The tradition of Halloween on 31 October comes from the ancient Celtic festival of Samhain. Samhain was the Celtic New Year, and they celebrated it on 1 November because that was the end of summer and harvest time, life, and the beginning of winter, death. It was also the time for ghosts to return to Earth for a day. People lit a big fire, wore special clothes made of animal skin, and hoped to be safe from the ghosts and the winter. In AD 609, the Catholic Church put the Christian celebration of All Saints' Day on 1 November. In AD 1000, the Church added All Souls' Day on 2 November, and All Hallows' Eve, or Halloween, moved to the night of the 31st. The Celts carved faces into vegetables like turnips to scare the ghosts and other spirits and make them go away. It was sometimes called a jack-o'-lantern because of an Irish story about a man, Jack. He played a trick on the devil and then had to walk the earth for all time as a punishment. Irish people who came to live in the United States in the 1800s found pumpkins much easier to carve, and the tradition became the one we see today. The Celts were afraid of the ghosts that came on Samhain. If they went outside after dark, they covered their faces with masks. They hoped any ghosts they met would think they were ghosts too and would leave them alone. In early America, the Native Americans and the first Europeans celebrated the end of the harvest, but not Halloween. When Irish people arrived, the harvest festival started to look more like Halloween, and it became popular across the country. In the late 19th century, people tried to make Halloween less about ghosts and religion and more about celebrating the season with a party for neighbors and family. That's why Americans today wear all kinds of Halloween costumes and not just scary things like witches and ghosts, like in other countries. This is another tradition that began in Europe, this time England. When the church introduced All Souls' Day, rich people gave poor people soul cakes, a small cake made with spices and raisins. It replaced the Celtic tradition of leaving food